Rain falling towards the end of single-lap reverse order qualifying on Saturday, forcing the fastest cars and drivers to the back of the grid, the huge crowd at Suzuka expected a titanic race. They were not disappointed. Even as Toyota's Ralf Schumacher converted a light fuel-load run to the pole into an early lead, heads turned at the start as the local hero, Takuma Sato, disputed the same piece of road as Rubens Barrichello. Taku continued, but then later collided with Jarno Trulli's Toyota. Then those two frontier fighters, Jacques Villeneuve and Juan Pablo Montoya, engendered the safety car after a run-in at the chicane. Ralf predictably stopped for fuel and tyres after only 12 laps, leading Giancarlo Fisichella's Renault to share the mid-race billing with Jenson Button's BAR Honda. Further down the field, the regular frontrunners were slicing their way through the traffic. Michael Schumacher, Fernando Alonso and Kimi Raikkonen, Alonso passing and repassing Christian Klein's Red Bull, and also racing hard with Michael, particularly through 130R. Kimi at this stage was running somewhat in their shadow, for an engine problem on Friday had limited his preparation to only 8 laps. His McLaren, moreover, was running a relatively heavy fuel load. Even so, Kimi was undeniably up there with Fernando and Michael. Kimi, in what would turn out to be something of a rehearsal, passed Michael on the outside of turn 1. Right through the field, there was non-stop action on this daunting circuit, be it pit stops, audacious passes, or spectacular mishaps. The only constant, it seemed, was Kimi Raikkonen's immaculate progress in the McLaren. With every passing lap, Kimi became more and more confident both with the handling of his car and with his potential to win. From the outside, the race as it progressed looked very much to be Fisichella's. The Italian was aware of the diminishing gap behind him, but seemed to have plenty of margin. His policy was to close the race down with low-risk defensive driving. It was a huge mistake. Kimi, when at last he was behind the Renault, went immediately onto the attack, darting from trackside to trackside in an attempt to unsettle the leader. Fisi, on his last lap, protected the inside line into turn 1, but overcompensated for the subsequent reduction in grip. It was a devastating blow to Fisichella and Renault. It was a moment of complete triumph for Kimi and McLaren. After starting only 17th, he had taken the lead on the last lap, won the race and set fastest lap. Kimi had achieved the impossible, had set new standards for what could be achieved from the back of the grid, and he'd done so at Suzuka on F1's circuit of circuits. His last win for McLaren surely remains the greatest of his career.
Of course, it was a much more difficult win than any other my wins, but in one way it's more nicer when you need to really fight for it. So it's for sure it's one of the best ones, and it was great.
Away we go! Alonso on the right, Trulli on the left. Watch out for Michael Schumacher behind Alonso, who's got away brilliantly. Coulthard has made a superb start and is going to be second into, or he's going to be third. A great recovery by Trulli. Alonso runs wide though, but Trulli side by side, Schumacher and David Coulthard under contact. Trulli and Schumacher make contact, and one of the that's Montoya has been hit as well. Martin, that's Trulli. 23 or 24, where the Renault of Alonso probably has to come in maybe 13, 14, 15 laps into the race as Pitsonia exits the pits.
Happy to be passed over for a chance at McLaren Mercedes-Benz, and will Raikkonen get into the corner onto the brakes? Yes, he does. Very, very late braking there for Kimi Raikkonen.
Oh, Coulthard is out! Oh, what a shame for David Coulthard, who was sitting pretty in second place in the McLaren with the right strategy probably for this afternoon.
Because that's the mechanism they use to lift the car, and away he goes. That was super slick pit work from Ferrari.
Side by side down the pit straight, Barrichello and Button.
This is for position, of course. It's for fourth place, and Barrichello makes it through. Jenson Button really didn't have a chance to answer that one. Barrichello.
As Barrichello makes a move down the inside of Heidfeld, has he made it stick? We're looking at Panis going through the corner, but I think that Rubens will have got through. He has.
Pre-season, is he, despite his fourth in Melbourne? The Brits, Wilson and Furman, 10th and 11th, and look how quickly, despite just leaving the pit lane, how quickly Panis was able.
Well, Panis has got a problem. He's pulled over to the side, or is that D'Amata? No, it must be Panis. He was in front of Furman. D'Amata is right behind Furman.
Anyway, no problems with the pit stop. It's a long sector, this one, but I think Alonso is headed just for the podium.
Won't be a lead by much though, and quite a lot of fuel going into very classic two-stop pattern that he started. Strategy looks pretty good. Just depends what the lead is between Barrichello and Raikkonen at the end of this lap.
Lovely clear piece of track in front of Kimi Raikkonen.
He's some problems getting the power down, isn't he?
Yes, and look, and truly just takes a lunge for the inside and goes in too deep, and Furman retakes P6. Well done, Ralph. Good stuff. I don't think Jarno Trulli's quite clocked yet, who has a 6-second advantage over Alonso, and that's the problem when you've
this new expression of life. It's your life. Turn your heart around.
Second and final stop for this race. The fuel goes out, that's away. It's a decent enough stop.
Fuel flat hasn't opened, they can't get the fuel in. Ted.
Just as Jarno Trulli came into the box, the fuel flap was open. It actually closed. So something very wrong with the electronics that governs that. They've now taken a screwdriver to it. The fuel is on. What a disaster.
yeah.
It's your life. You will carry on. Be strong.
Now, so Barrichello does indeed take second place.
He's away. It's a great stop.
Yes, absolutely what he needed. No dramas at all then, so Raikkonen will rejoin comfortably in the lead.
On the run down to the first corner, what can Michael do? He goes right, 3 abreast into turn 1 alongside Trulli. This is what caused the accident at the start.
Yes, and Trulli yet again just went in a little bit too deep.
Down the inside into the final corner, side by side.
Yes, indeed, Michael easily got the line. Jensen really didn't quite cover himself well enough on the inside, but
Button and Trulli go past him. He'll get back out again in front of Heidfeld, though, who was in 8th place. So Michael Schumacher will be 7th when he rejoins.
now leading by 28 seconds, as Pitsonia looks like he's either pulled off or more likely spun off the racetrack in the fact that he's in the gravel.
Oh, he spun it! Trulli spun it! Oh my goodness, can he get back in front of Michael Schumacher? The Ferrari will come round him, and there he goes round the outside. 23 years old, wins his first Grand Prix for McLaren. It's back-to-back victories for the McLaren Mercedes team. What a start to the 2003 Formula One season. Fantastic.
Kimi, absolutely fantastic job. Well done, mate. Save as much fuel as possible on the in-lap, please. Absolutely superb, Kimi. Brilliant. Well done, mate.
Del Kemmel dopo Raikkonen in pieno con gas completamente aperto, si è rotto il motore appunto della Toyota nella bancata di sinistra, può essersi surriscaldato per l'ennesima volta dopo la partenza. Ci sono state ben 3 entrate della safety car più i pit stop, può aver magari subito appunto un surriscaldamento e nella ripartenza poi ha ceduto il propulsore.
Sì, ovviamente andando così piano le vetture imbarcano aria fresca, molto meno aria fresca che non a piena velocità, quindi ne patisce il raffreddamento ovviamente del propulsore.
Giro record intanto per Kimi Raikkonen che difende il suo primato. Michael Schumacher è già a 2 secondi e 3. Attenzione dietro.
C'è Panis che va a attaccare Klien nella discesa verso il Raikkonen.
Coulthard ha effettuato un sorpasso nonostante la vettura menomata, perché nell'aerodinamica decisamente menomata, ha sorpassato la Toyota di Panis.
Adesso si trova davanti Heidfeld che è doppiato per quanto riguarda appunto, infatti si sposta verso sinistra e verso destra e lascia passare alla sua sinistra il pilota scozzese della McLaren, e così fa anche nei confronti di Panis, mentre nel primo tratto ancora una volta Raikkonen ha guadagnato 4 decimi nei confronti di Michael Schumacher e ha portato il suo vantaggio a 2 secondi e 3.
Intanto stavo aggiornando le classifiche perché ormai siamo in prossimità dell'ultimo giro, con Raikkonen al comando che può riportare la McLaren alla vittoria e quindi ottenere anche lui il secondo successo in carriera, ma con Michael Schumacher in seconda posizione che si appresta a festeggiare il 7° titolo iridato, il 5° consecutivo. Mai nessuno come lui nella storia della Formula 1. Barrichello terzo al momento, quindi 2 Ferrari sul podio, ma con 40 punti di distanza fra Schumi e Barrichello, e matematicamente campione del mondo il pilota tedesco. Ultimo giro, ed è anche un'ottima prestazione quella di Massa e Fisichella che sono al 4° e al 5° posto. Stanno maturando i primi punti ridati per Christian Klien, l'austriaco della Jaguar. 7ª posizione per Coulthard, 8ª per Panis, Trulli fuori dalla zona punti con Heidfeld alle sue spalle. 10 piloti in gara, 10 piloti costretti al ritiro fra incidenti e ritiri per rotture meccaniche. La McLaren su questo circuito ottenne il suo primo successo nella storia della scuderia quando Bruce McLaren riuscì appunto a vincere il Gran Premio del Belgio con una vettura che portava il suo nome, quindi un circuito molto caro anche alla McLaren, che dopo quasi 2 anni sta ora per tornare alla vittoria. Applaudono, vedete, i commissari, un gesto sportivo per Kimi Raikkonen, il finlandese, che riporta la McLaren sul gradino più alto del podio in questo Gran Premio del Belgio. 700ª gara per la Ferrari, che viene salutata comunque con la conquista del 7° all'oro iridato di Michael Schumacher, e per un pilota della Ferrari per la 14ª volta, quindi si sta per laureare campione del mondo, una stagione vissuta nel segno della scuderia di Maranello. Kimi Raikkonen alle sue spalle 2 ferraristi, Michael Schumacher, Barrichello. Grande la prestazione anche di Barrichello, che era ultimo dopo le prime fasi di questo Gran Premio. Ultime curve per Kimi Raikkonen, che ottiene la sua seconda vittoria in carriera, torna al successo la McLaren. Grande gioia per il finlandese e per la sua squadra. Michael Schumacher, pugno levato al cielo, campione del mondo per la 7ª volta, la 5ª consecutiva. Barrichello sul podio per la Ferrari. punti ridati per Massa, Fisichella, Klien, Coulthard e Panis. Quindi in questo momento la classifica vede Michael Schumacher,
ma non costante. Evidentemente la pista invece si è adattata benissimo anche per la pioggia che è caduta copiosa ieri, si è pulita, per cui la traiettoria forse ha aiutato anche Raikkonen per quanto riguarda la prestazione delle sue gomme, e ha fatto una gara ineccepibile, dimostrando appunto di essere un campione.
L'inno finlandese.
Hamilton 7th. By my calculations, we win the championship by 1 point.
It was the main thing to get past Hamilton, and then I saw on the mirrors in I think so corner 4 that he went off, and I knew that maybe we have some chance now, and it was a perfect teamwork from the team, and it paid off very well. It's not only been in this race but the whole year, so thanks for everybody.